Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my predictions for Manchester United's game against Watford at Old Trafford. So I'm going to go for a Manchester United win, and the score I'm going to go with 3-0. And the goal scorers I'm going to go with Anthony Elanga, Jadon Sancho and Cristiano Ronaldo. So that is your predictions. Watford's manager is Roy Hodgson. Watford appointed him in last month. Roy Hodgson left Crystal Palace at the end of last season. Before Roy Hodgson, Watford had Claudio Ranieri. Ranieri got sacked earlier on this season. And before Ranieri, they had Cisco. And he also got sacked. Watford are enduring a very poor season. They are 19th in the Premier League. I'm expecting Watford to go down. I do know a lot of the players Watford have got. They've got Emmanuel Dennis. He's the best player that Watford have got. Ismaila Sarr. He's good, but he's injury prone. Juan Hernandez. Joao Pedro. He's just come back from injury, Pedro. They've got Ashley Fletcher. Joshua King. Joshua King is a former Manchester United player. Don't forget, Joshua King was in Manchester United's academy. He's recently been out with injury. Tom Cleverley. Watford have him. Tom Cleverley is a former Manchester United player, so if he plays in this game tomorrow, he'll be reuniting with Manchester United. Dan Gosling, he's a former Everton player. Craig Cathcart, he's a defender. Danny Rose, he's a former Tottenham player. Moussa Sissoko, Watford also have him, he's a former Tottenham player. And the goalkeepers Watford have got, they've got Ben Foster, he's a former Manchester United goalkeeper. They have Daniel Barkman and Robert Elliott, and they've got another goalkeeper, so there you go. Let me put into the equation that Watford lost Troy Deeney. Troy Deeney went to Birmingham from Watford. They lost Decore, he went to Everton, and they lost Craig Dawson, he went to West Ham from Watford. Watford recently lost 4-1 to Crystal Palace. Watford beat Manchester United earlier on this season 4-1. That was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's final game as Manchester United manager. Manchester United are coming into this game on the back of a 1-1 draw against Atletico Madrid. Anthony Elanga scored a late equaliser against Atletico Madrid. Elanga also scored in the 4-2 win against Leeds last weekend. Earlier on this season, Anthony Elanga got racially abused on social media because he missed a decisive penalty against Middlesbrough in the Cup. Rangnick did say after the game against Atletico Madrid that Anthony Elanga was close to leaving Manchester United. João Felix scored for Atletico Madrid. To be fair, it was a very good header. Reflecting on the draw against Atletico Madrid, Manchester United have the advantage going into the second leg against Atletico Madrid at Old Trafford. But Manchester United have won the last 2 league games in a row. Edison Cavani, he's been out with injury. Scott McTominay, he's out with illness. And that's about it. Ralph Rangnick wants the Manchester United job on a permanent basis. Ralph Rangnick is Manchester United's interim manager. He's been Manchester United's interim manager for around 3 months. He's Man United's interim manager until the end of the season. Then it did say that Rangnick is expected to take up a consultancy role for a further 2 years. I reckon Rangnick's done a good job. I've got a lot of respect for him. Rangnick's managed around 16 games so far in all competitions. He's only lost 2 games in all competitions. He's only lost 1 game in the Premier League. Unfortunately, Rangnick did not get backed in the January transfer window, and he actually got promised at the first he was going to be backed. Rangnick's endured 1 transfer window as Manchester United's interim manager. Man United endured a very disappointing January transfer window because we didn't make any signings. Lingard and Henderson should have left last month, but Manchester United blocked their exits. And we had the incident with Mason Greenwood back in January. Around 8 players did leave Manchester United in January. Before Manchester United, Ralph Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow, and Rangnick's tried different formations since he came in. He started with the 4-2-2 formation. Obviously, he's used the 4-3-3 formation, and recently he's gone with the 4-2-3-1 formation a lot. Rangnick also deserves credit because earlier on this season he recommended Ewan Sharping as an assistant coach and analyst. He also recommended Chris Armisen as an assistant coach, and he recommended Saz Chalenzin as a sports psychologist. Earlier on this season, Rangnick did say his aim is for Manchester United to finish in the top 4. Man United finishing in the top 4 this season isn't a successful season. The only chance Manchester United have got of winning the trophy this season is the Champions League. We've not won the Champions League since 2008, and Manchester United have not won a trophy since 2017. That's 5 years ago now. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. By the way, I want to give you some news on Mauricio Pochettino. Mauricio Pochettino has rejected Manchester United as he's waiting for Real Madrid. Pochettino isn't keen on becoming Manchester United's next manager. Real Madrid want Pochettino to replace Carlo Ancelotti because Real Madrid are unhappy with Carlo Ancelotti. Pochettino has been PSG's manager for over a year. His contract at PSG expires next year. I think he has won a French Cup with PSG, and Pochettino is a good manager even though he's hardly won anything. He's proven in the Premier League because before Pochettino endured a 5.5-year managerial tenure with Tottenham. Analysing the vast majority of his managerial tenure at Tottenham were competing in and out of the top four. But back in 2018, he got Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final, and at one point he almost won the league when he was Tottenham manager. Tottenham made a bad mistake sacking him at the time, and before Tottenham managed Southampton, he only endured a short managerial tenure with Southampton, but he still managed to guide Southampton to their highest ever finish in the Premier League. So they're the clubs he's managed in the Premier League so far, and a long time ago he managed Espanyol. Revert back to when Man United sacked Jose Mourinho, Manchester United should have got Pochettino then, but the club decided to go with Solskjaer instead. As you all know, Ralph Rangnick and Richard Arnold want Erik ten Hag to become Manchester United's next manager. A lot of Manchester United fans would like to see Erik ten Hag get recommended in. I reckon that Erik ten Hag would be capable of winning trophies at Manchester United. And I reckon that Erik ten Hag would suit the strappings of the club. You've got to admire the work he's done at Ajax. You know, he's developed the young players well. He's won a couple of titles with them. Revert back to 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. So there you go. He's been Ajax manager for over 4 years. Ajax appointed him in back in 2017. His contract at Ajax expires next year. Before Ajax, he managed Utrecht. Before then, he managed Bayern Munich's reserves. And before then, he managed Go Ahead Eagles. Graham Potter was on Man United's shortlist not so long ago. Graham Potter is the Brighton manager, and Luis Enrique has been mentioned. You know, Manchester United are looking for the 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. Man United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson, even though Man United are not really known as a sacking football club. So the managers we sacked since Ferguson, we sacked David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, and last year Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Manchester United need to get the Glazers out because the Glazers have been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. The Glazers have owned Manchester United for around 16.5 years. The Glazers bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. Man United have only won 4 trophies in the last 10 years. Man United in the last 10 years have spent over 1.3 billion. We've recouped nearly 400 million in sales. Man United have brought over 40 players in since Ferguson retired, and let me put into the equation, none of this squad is Rangnick's. You know, Rangnick is inheriting players who other managers have brought in. Richard Arnold is Man United's chief executive. Obviously, he came in as the new chief executive at the beginning of this month to replace Woodward. It was good news from a Man United perspective that Woodward stepped down, because obviously Woodward was one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. Ed Woodward was at Manchester United for around 17 years, you know, so he was with us a long time. In the summer of this year, I'm expecting Manchester United to make signings. Man United will want to sign a midfielder in the summer because when Rangnick first came in, he identified Manchester United's midfield as a weakness. Man United will make moves for Rice and Kane in the summer. On the other side of things, I'm expecting a lot of players to depart the club in the summer. So in the summer, I reckon Edison Cavani will leave. He said earlier on this season that Edison Cavani is expected to leave as a free agent in the summer. It said Cavani prefers a move to La Liga. Cavani's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Manchester United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. Cavani's not played recently because he's been out with injuries. He's had a few injuries since he signed for the club. Cristiano Ronaldo, there's a good chance he will leave Manchester United in the summer if Manchester United fail to finish in the top four. Well, prior to the Leeds game, it said Man United will allow Cristiano Ronaldo to leave in the summer, and we will not stand in his way. Not so long ago, it said Ronaldo was set to become Manchester United's new captain to replace Harry Maguire. That's not going to happen though this season. Ronaldo did play against Atletico Madrid. He was poor. He didn't hardly get any service. He was poor against Leeds last weekend. He missed a sitter in the first half. Ronaldo ended his goal drought in the 2-0 win against Brighton. Ronaldo scored an amazing goal in that game. He should have had more than one goal because he had some good headed chances. But his overall performance against Brighton was very good. You know, since Ronaldo re-signed for Manchester United, he's scored 15 goals in all competitions. He has over 800 goals in his career. Man United re-signed Ronaldo last summer. We got him for 20 million with the add-ons included. His contract at Manchester United expires next year. There's an option of a further year, and Ronaldo is the highest earner at Man United at the moment. Ronaldo has won over 30 trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. Mata, he'll leave in the summer. Lingard, I reckon he'll leave in the summer. Martial and Van der Beek, I think, will leave in the summer at the moment. Van der Beek's out on loan with Everton and Martial's out on loan with Sevilla. Matic, he'll leave in the summer. Matic doesn't really get in the team because he's not one of our first choice midfielders. Matic did come on in the game against Atletico, and to his credit, he made an impact. There's a chance that Pogba will leave Manchester United in the summer. He said the other week that Pogba is open to Premier League offers if he leaves Manchester United this summer. Earlier on this season, though, it said Pogba would be open to staying at Man United beyond the end of his contract. Pogba's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Pogba wasn't that good against Atletico Madrid recently, but that's the first bad game he's had since he recovered from injury. Jones and Bailly, they'll also leave Man United in the summer. Man United could look to sell Harry Maguire and Wan-Bissaka in the summer, and I think we will offload Dean Henderson. On my next video, I'll be giving you my predicted 11 for this game. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.